Hello, Daniel Bebber. You're from the Earthwatch Institute. Can you tell me why you're actually here?
Okay, so Earthwatch is an organisation that engages the public and businesses in environmental science, because we think science is the way that we need to answer the questions about the environment, which are most pressing. But the problem is a lot of people don't really understand science or how it works or what scientists do. So that's our job, and we want to promote what we do here to show people that science is not a separate and different thing. It's something we all need to kind of understand and get involved with.
So how do you go about doing that? Because I know an awful lot of people that don't know anything about science and never come across it, and they think their lives are actually fine.
Sure, yeah. Well, that's the problem. I think it's a kind of mysterious thing. Scientists come up with answers, and we don't know how it works. But what we do is to work with scientists around the world. So we have around 60 projects around the world where scientists are working on all kinds of different environmental issues: climate change, threats to biodiversity, fresh water issues, and members of the public can join teams that go and help those scientists to collect data. But we also work with businesses, so fellows from large corporations can come in teams and work with those scientists as well. And when they do that, they get a really in-depth understanding of what those problems are. And then we also work to help them to formulate ideas about how they can sort of make a difference to help sort of alleviate those problems.
Could you give me an example of a particular corporation you work with?
Yeah, sure. So we work with HSBC Bank, which is one of the largest global banking corporations, and they have set up a long-term project called the HSBC Climate Partnership. So we work in 5 areas around the world with them, and their people come and join us in the field, have a great time, but also collect data and find out about it.
At all times, it's good to have a good time, and it's nice that people enjoy doing that type of thing.
Right.
But what have been the real outcomes of this, the real benefits, quantifiable?
That's right, yeah. So that's something that's incredibly important. To date, with the help of the HSBC Climate Champions, as we call them, we're monitoring more than 100,000 trees and the growth of those trees, and monitoring the carbon that's being taken up in those different forests. So that's the scientific side. For the business, what we've found is that the employees are more engaged, they're working harder, they're developing business projects which reduce the bank's energy use, water use, and environmental impact. So we're seeing benefits across the board.
I've seen them wandering around with their Climate Champions T-shirts, and they actually look very proud to be part of the initiative.
Yeah, pretty much 100% of the Climate Champions, the HSBC employees who've joined our programme, say that it's the best thing that's ever happened to them. It's completely changed their lives, and they're now so engaged in trying to do something to kind of change the way the bank operates, and also their local communities, their families, etc.
And so what's Earthwatch hoping to achieve from Cancun?
In Cancun, what we want to do is to let people know that there is a really good way of engaging the public in science. We want to demonstrate that both businesses and the public can get involved, learn about the problems that we face in the environment directly by working with scientists, and to get a much deeper understanding of why everyone's here in the first place, really.
So apart from measuring trees, which we're the best one in the world, I don't think it would keep me interested for that long.
Sure.
What are the more interesting projects that you offer?
We have everything from looking at dolphin populations in the Mediterranean to large mammal work in South Africa. The problem is there are so many environmental issues around the world that need solving. We're trying to kind of assist with a large spectrum of those. But no, I mean, you'd be surprised how interesting it is to be in the forest for a few days and just immerse yourself in that experience, even if it is measuring trees.
No, I'll take that as read. But outside of actually shipping, I mean, the whole problem is that even something like Cancun comes up for a lot of flack because you're flying lots of people all across the world to go and do something somewhere. And does Earthwatch have anything which is closer to home for people that don't want to fly and cause that kind of damage?
Yeah. I mean, that's been a really important part of the HSBC program in that it's regionalised. So as much as we could, we're taking people from the local HSBC regions to the closest centre near to them. But I mean, it is a very important point, and we're developing more projects in the UK, in Europe, to help people to get involved in environmental issues on their doorstep.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks.